and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. Hi, my name is Shridi and I'm a board certified physical therapist helping postpartum moms just like you regain strength, confidence and overall health after childbirth. In today's video, we are going over some wrist and finger strengthening exercises to help you with your pain in the wrist and tingling in your fingers. In the last video, I showed some stretches to help you with the same. We talked about the common condition called carpal tunnel syndrome and how you could get started with stretches in the last video. So in today's video, we are continuing from those stretches and shifting our focus on strengthening exercises. You would need 2 dumbbells, lightweight, about 1 or 2 pounds, or you could use soup cans, water bottles, anything that is handy. I want you to get started in a seated position with back supported and armrests on the chair. If you don't have a chair with armrests, sit at the edge of the dining table so you could put your hand on the dining table. The goal is for your forearm to be supported during all the exercises we do in this video. So go ahead and get comfortable, get your weights, and we'll get started. Just to recap, what is carpal tunnel? It basically means there is a median nerve that compresses right at the wrist level, which causes uneasiness in your wrist, can cause tingling sensation when you're trying to chop vegetables, or can cause pain in the wrist and hands when you're lifting heavy objects, trying to push your stroller, lifting the baby. So before you even think about exercises, a few things you want to keep in mind is try to use a pillow when you're breastfeeding to support the baby so you're not directly holding on to the baby. Second thing you want to keep in mind is when you are sleeping at night, I don't want you to put your hand under the head. Direct pressure from the head overnight can cause that compression to worsen and would aggravate your symptoms. So make sure you use a pillow to support the head and your hand if necessary, but avoid any direct pressure or compression of the wrist. Now let's get started with our exercises. So we'll focus on one side at a time. Hold on to your weight and support the forearm right here with the wrist at the edge. If you're at the dining table, have your hand resting or your forearm resting on the table with the wrist at the edge of the table. What I want you to start with is keeping the forearm nice and stable. I want you to gently go ahead and drop that wrist down. Good. And come back just to the middle. Don't go up all the way. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and do this 10 times where you make sure your forearm is rested. If it helps, use the other hand to stabilize your forearm. And then go ahead and gently drop your wrist down. Good. Hold for a couple of seconds and come up. Perfect. We have to do this 10 times. So go ahead and gently drop your wrist down. Good. Now the goal is you do not want to feel any pain when you do this. You do want to feel the weight. So it should feel like there's something lifting or you feel the heaviness of the object in your hand. But there should be no pain. So if you feel pain, that means that the weight is too heavy and you need to drop it down. So if you have a 2-pound dumbbell, drop it down to 1 pound. Maybe if you have a 1-pound dumbbell, then just hold on to an empty water bottle. We're halfway there. Give me 5 more. Good. Slow and control. The key here is to do it real slow because the faster you go, it minimizes the effect of the exercise. When you do it slowly, you are building your muscle's memory. So you're teaching the muscle how it needs to move. But when you go too fast, your muscle is not able to adapt to the movement and you just end up wasting your time because you're not really training your muscle then. Good work. Nice. Keep going, slow and control. And then make sure your forearm is well rested. I don't want the forearm or the elbow coming off from the table or the armrest. Good. Give me 1 more. Slow and controlled. Good. And relax. Perfect. So for your next one, we're going to do the opposite. So your forearm is still well rested on the chair or the table. And now you have to work on lifting the wrist up and then back to the neutral. Same thing, if you need to hold the forearm down, feel free to do so. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and tilt the wrist up towards you. Hold for a couple of seconds and then back to the middle. So make sure you stop right at the middle point. I don't want you to go past the middle point. Good. And then keep an eye on how you feel. You do want to feel the heaviness of the object, but you do not want to feel any pain. If you start feeling pain, either drop the weights completely or lower it a little bit. So maybe if you were 2 pounds, drop it to 1 pound. Or if you were already at 1 pound, try holding on to empty water bottles. Or just do the movement. If it causes pain, do not hold on to an object, but just focus on moving the wrist gently in the move, up and down motion. Good work. Nice. So the whole purpose of this is we're trying to isolate the movement at the wrist joint, building the strength of your wrist muscles. So often I would notice a lot of moms doing this upper body workouts and everything, but for most part, those workouts focus on your shoulder strength, upper back, chest, maybe elbows, but your wrist and finger muscles are often neglected. Those upper body workouts don't really focus on building isolated wrist muscle strength. And so that's why you would end up with a lot of pain, tingling, weakness in those fingers and wrist, because we do not spend a lot of time thinking about those small muscles. So with these exercises, the goal is to really focus on all the small muscles around the wrist, so we build up a good stability and strength for your wrist and fingers. Doing good. Give me 2 more. Now when I talk and exercise, I lose track of how many times we do this. So we might do a few extra, we might do 1 less. So count for yourself too, in case I miss, or if you do some extra, that's good, but just make sure you're counting too. And relax. So now switch it to the other side, forearm rested either on your armrest or on the table. And we'll start with the wrist right at the edge, and we're gonna go down first. So use the other hand to hold onto your forearm in a stable position, and then gently go ahead and drop the wrist down. Hold for a couple of seconds, and then we'll come back to the middle. Good work. Let's do this 9 more times. Remember, you have to do this slow and controlled. Good. And up. Perfect. Make sure you don't feel any pain in the wrist doing this. If so, make sure to lower the weights down or just don't hold on to anything and perform the movement. Because the goal here is to strengthen the muscles and feel a little bit of heaviness of the object, but it shouldn't be something that heavy that it would cause pain. Good. Keep going. You're doing really good. Nice work. Good. Slow and controlled. Now sometimes we get so focused on the exercises that we would forget to breathe. So make sure you're taking deep breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. I do not want you to start stressing and tensing up your shoulders and neck. Make sure you keep your body nice and relaxed, back well supported, and breathe in and out through the nose and mouth while you do your exercise. Doing good. Give me 4 more. Nice work. Good. Perfect. Slow and controlled. Good. We're almost there. And then make sure we're stopping at the middle point. I don't want you to go past the middle point. And relax. Nice work. I hope you feel the burn in the muscles a little bit. So we'll get back in the position, and this time we have to work on going up towards the ceiling or coming towards you. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and use the other hand to fix your forearm in place and lift the wrist up towards you and bring it back to the middle. Good work. Let's do this 9 more times. Slow and controlled. Good. Make sure there is no pain when you do this. The goal is not to push through your pain. Remember, the goal here is to strengthen your muscles and improve your wrist stability without any pain. So if you are feeling pain, drop the weights down or reduce the weights. So if you're at 2 pounds, go down to 1 pound. If you're at 1 pound, use empty water bottles, but make sure there is no pain. Good work. Slow and control. And then focus on your breathing too. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Make sure your back is nice and supported. So often I would see moms start leaning forward like this. So make sure your back is nice and supported when you do the exercise. Good work. You're doing so good. We got a few more reps to go. Nice. Slow and controlled. Good. Give me 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Good, and relax. Nice work. So we're gonna go ahead and switch hands again. I'm gonna go back to my right side. If you were starting on the other side, use whatever hand you started with. So this time we're gonna get in a position of palms down. And then same thing, your wrist is still at the edge, forearm supported. What we have to work on is moving it sideways. So we're going to start with going to the outside first. So everything above the wrist stays fixated. The only movement you would notice is below the wrist. I don't want you to be twisting and turning in any way, so everything stays fixed. The only movement we do is at the wrist level. Good. We have to do this 10 times. Whenever you're ready, make sure you use the other hand to fix the forearm. And then we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm moving to the right side. So if you're doing the same side, then you start with the right. If you're on the opposite side, you start with the left. Make sure you're doing it slow and controlled. And then when you come back, make sure to stop at the middle. So I don't want you to keep going. You go to the right or the left and then come back to the middle. Don't go to the opposite side. Good. Slow and controlled. Make sure there is no pain. Good. Keep your forearm nice and rested. Shoulders down and relaxed. I don't want you to be lifting the shoulders up like this. So do a quick posture check. Make sure your back is supported. Forearms are nice and fixed on the armrest or the table. And your shoulders are down and relaxed. Good. Give me 2 more. You're doing good. And then let's do 1 more. Good, and relax. Good work. So still stay in the same position because now we have to go inside. So if you're with me on the same side, we're going to the left. And if you're on the opposite side, come to your right side. So let's go ahead and get started. Slow and controlled. And then remember to stop in the middle. Don't keep going past the midpoint. You stop at the midpoint and then you go back. Make sure you're limiting movements at the shoulder as well. So I don't want anybody to be twisting and turning the shoulders or the elbows. Make sure everything is nice and fixed and you're only doing the movement at the wrist joint. Good. Nice work. And if you feel that you're getting tired and you need longer rest breaks, feel free to pause the video and rest. If you need to go get some water, feel free to do so. And then just resume the video when you're ready again. Doing good. We're halfway there. Give me 5 more. Good. Nice work. And these exercises are really simple and you don't really need a lot of equipment either. So try to fit these exercises in maybe while you're drinking your coffee in the morning, or maybe when you are watching television in the afternoon. Try to fit these in your existing routine so you don't have to carve out separate time. Because I understand as a busy mom, it is so hard for you to set out even 10 minutes for yourself. So I call this habit stacking, where you are already doing something and just add the exercises to the existing thing. So that could be drinking coffee, maybe you're scrolling Instagram at some point, maybe you are just resting and sitting watching television, maybe the kids are playing and you're sitting on the floor with them. Anything where you can try and add the 10 minutes of exercising is perfect. That way you don't have to carve out separate time to exercise. Just fit it in an existing habit. And relax. We probably did more than 10, but that's okay. But let's switch on to the other side now. So hold on to the weight, hands palms down. Let's stabilize the forearm. And now whenever you're ready, we're gonna start with outward movement first. So I'm going out to the left and then back to the middle. 10 times. Good. Make sure you're isolating the movement at the wrist joint. So no movement at the elbow or the shoulder. No twisting or turning. Just the movement at the wrist joint. Good. Nice work. Slow and controlled. You're not rushing through the movements here. Good. We're halfway there. Good. Now remember you're breathing deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good work. Nice. Keep going. We'll have 2 more. Good. Let's do 1 more. Good. And relax. Nice work. Perfect. So if you need to pause the video and drink some water, feel free to do so. If not, let's keep going. So we'll get back in the same position. This time we're going to work on coming inwards, but make sure your forearm is well supported, no movements at the elbow or the shoulder, just the wrist. Good. We're doing this 10 times, slow and controlled. Nice work. Keep going. Good. You probably might be feeling a little tired by now, and that's very much expected. When we try and focus on these really small muscles, you might notice that you get tired very quickly, and that's just because these small muscles haven't been given a lot of attention. When we think about exercising or workouts, we would always focus on the bigger muscle groups. So it is okay if you start feeling tired very quickly, because these muscle groups haven't been exercised in a while, so they will fatigue quickly. So you can take more rest breaks if you need to, but I don't want you to affect the quality of your movement. So I just don't want you to do it for the sake of doing it. If you're in pain or if you notice your hand and wrist are too tired, but you just need to keep going, I don't want you to do that. Take rest if you need to. If you need to sit down and rest for 5 minutes, that's totally fine. The goal here is to do all these exercises properly. Though they are simple, you want to make sure you do them correctly so you are getting the benefit from doing it. If we don't focus on the form or we just keep rushing to get it done, you're not going to see the benefits. Your tingling will still be there. Your pain is not going anywhere. So if you're investing your time in doing these exercises, make sure you do them right. Good. Give me 1 more. And relax. Good. Oh, boy, I feel the workout here. For next one, let's switch hands again. We're gonna come back to the right side. We'll start in a position where your palms is facing, if you're holding on the right side, your palm should be facing to the left. And if you're holding in the left hand, your palm should face the right side. What we have to work on is from that mid position, we have to go to palms down and back to the mid position. Perfect. So make sure your forearm is nice and rested. You rest it at the edge of the chair or the table, and then whenever you're ready, let's go. We're gonna do this 10 times. You're going all the way down and up. Perfect. Now with this, you might notice that the elbow moves a little bit, which is fine, but I really want you to focus on the wrist movement and definitely no movement at the shoulders. So there's no reason for you to do this. Make sure you are just focused on the wrist moving and minimizing the movement at the shoulder. If the shoulder, minimizing the movement at the elbow. So if you notice the elbow lifts up a little bit, that's fine. But try to move most at the wrist level. Good. Let's keep going. Nice work. Slow and controlled. Good. We got 5 more. Keep on going. Slow and controlled. Nice. Good. Remember, no pain. So if you start noticing any pain, make sure to reduce the weights in your hands. Or you can completely drop them and just do the movement. But the focus here is to build the strength without any pain. So I don't want you to think, oh, I can push through the pain. That's not a big deal. It might not feel like it's a big deal, but it really affects how your muscles are responding. And we don't want to make things worse for your muscles. So make sure there is no pain when you do this. Good. Let's do this one more time. And relax. Good. So now it's time to do the opposite. So we start in that middle position and then we have to work on turning up. Again, so you have to understand when you go up, your hand is not going to go all the way like this. So don't force your forearm to turn all the way. And the way your joints are built is it does rotate, but it's not going to go all the way. So just let your joint turn for as far as it goes easily, but don't try to push it all the way or you're bending to the side. No twisting, turning, no tricks here. Just let your wrist bend to as far as it can go, and then you come back to the middle. Let's go. Whenever you're ready, 10 times. Slow and controlled, and back to the middle. Nice. Make sure to stop at the middle point. I don't want you to keep going all the way down, facing the palm downwards. So stop at that midpoint and then back up towards the ceiling. Good. Nice work. Give me 7 more. Now just a quick reminder for posture check. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall, back supported, shoulders are nice and relaxed. I don't want you to be lifting them all up, tensing the neck and shoulders. Make sure everything is nice and relaxed. Your forearm is supported. Small movements at the elbow are okay, but majority of the movement should be at the wrist. I don't want that elbow to be turning all the way. Slow and controlled. Good work. You're doing really good, Mama. I'm so proud of you. Keep pushing. We're almost there. Good. Give me 2 more. Nice. Let's do 1 more. And relax. Nice. Let's switch over. Let's go to the other side now. So whenever you're ready, we'll start in that mid position and then wrist is right at the edge. We're going to start with going palms down first. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and gently turn that palm down. you will notice that you have more range going down than coming up towards the ceiling, and that is normal. That's for everybody. So don't think that, oh, I can go down further but my wrist doesn't turn up more. That's normal. That's just how those joints are made to work. So it is good if that is how it is working. That means your body and your joints are normal. So don't get stressed about it. You can go down all the way, but it's not going to let you turn up all the way. So that's totally fine. Just focus on the normal movement. Don't try to push or trick your joints. Keep it nice and relaxed. Good. Now let's draw the attention to breathing also. So make sure you're breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Good. Make sure you're not holding your breath, worrying too much about the movement. I want you to focus on the form, but then I also want you to focus on your breathing. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good work. This is your last exercise. Well, you have to go up, but this is the last one we have, and then we'll be all done for the day. Keep pushing. You're almost there. Good. Nice. Give me 2 more. Let's do this one more time. And relax. Perfect. And now for our last one, we're going to go palms up and then back to the middle. So whenever you're ready, make sure you check a posture, sitting nice and tall, forearm is well rested, wrist is right at the edge. And let's go up towards the ceiling. Good. And back to the middle. Make sure we're doing this slow and controlled. You don't want to let the gravity act and just let your wrist drop. So make sure you're controlling on your way, both the ways. Good work. Slow and controlled. Nice. And now remember, going up, you won't be able to go all the way over. So make sure you are doing this gently. Don't push your wrist or start twisting yourself. Just go gently to turning your wrist upwards as far as it can go. The focus here is to move it slowly and in a controlled way, so we are working the wrist muscles. Good. And then you don't want any pain. So if you start feeling pain, make sure to reduce the weights or drop them completely. Nice work. You have probably 15 more seconds. You're almost there. Keep going. Good. Nice work, mamas. You're doing really good. Perfect. Let's do this 2 more times. Good. Let's do this 1 more. Nice, and relax. That was so good. Let's go ahead and release the stress from your wrist. So bring them forward, and then I want you to roll it 5 times clockwise, and then we'll go 5 times counterclockwise. Just releasing any tension that built up from those exercises. Good job. I'm so proud of you. You made it through another workout today. I really hope this helped you and can keep progressing on your journey to relieve the pain in your hands and tingling in your fingers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you do not miss a video from me. I share daily tips on how to exercise safely, how to eat healthy, and how to keep your mental health in good position. So make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.